Kemi, you've been here speaking to the Jewish community and you've heard some of the concerns about security and policing. Do you think police forces up and down the country, but in particular the Metropolitan Police, have a two-tier policing attitude when it comes to protecting the Jewish community?
Many Jewish people have told me about how they have been treated differently. They certainly believe that there's two-tier policing. I think that the police need better guidance. I think that most of the time they are just worried about a situation getting beyond their control. They need to prioritize the safety of Jewish people. What we're seeing, in my view, aren't pro-Palestinian protests, they are anti-Jewish protests. I think that we need to do something about many of the protests that are used to harass people. Speaking today, lots of people talk about protests outside their synagogue. Protests should be about talking to authority, to the state, not harassing minorities.
In the general election campaign, when we spoke, you said that you disagreed with your former colleague Suella Braverman's characterisation of a lot of the pro-Palestine protests as hate marches. Do you think, has your mind changed on that? Do you think they are?
Well, I said I wouldn't have used that language, but since then we're seeing quite a lot more than what we were seeing back then. And I do think that there is a lot of hateful activity that is taking place. And we need to start removing a lot of the elements that are attending these marches. I think it's good that the government prescribed Palestine action, but they don't seem to care. We're still seeing lots of people actively protesting. And that is, in my view, very deeply worrying. That's a group that attacked military defense equipment. That is what we see from hostile state actors. I don't think enough people are aware of how bad the situation is getting. I'm certainly very concerned.
And some of the sort of particular scenes occurred at City University where an Israeli lecturer was sort of harassed by students wearing keffiyehs. Do you think those students should be chucked out of the university?
I thought what happened, I believe you're talking about Professor Ben-Gvir, absolutely disgusting. And I think that those students, certainly if there was a Conservative government, they would be expelled. And those who were not from this country would have their visas revoked. We are seeing modern-day brown shirts. This is not protesting against the state authority or even another country. It's going after a particular individual simply because he's had military service elsewhere. I think that that's quite wrong. I think that they've probably violated quite a few of our laws already, and that should be looked into.
And just to sort of press you on that, how, if you, the Conservative Party, were in government right now, how differently would you be handling the issue of anti-Semitism to how Labour have currently been handling it?
I would have been a lot more robust. Let's look at the Maccabi Tel Aviv football situation. If I had been Prime Minister, I would have said, please come here. We will do everything to protect you. And anyone at all who tries to harass or hurt you will face the full force of the law. That's the difference between us Conservatives and Labour, who gave out some warm words but didn't actually do anything.
Do you think Labour's too scared of taking more robust action because they're scared of losing votes from Muslims?
Yes, I think that they are scared of losing their vote. They have a lot of challenges on the left of their party. The Gaza independents took votes off Labour. I think many of them are worried about it, but they should be thinking about what is morally right, not just hanging on to their seat. What's the point of being an MP if you're not going to do anything?
And in terms of geopolitically, the relationship with Israel, there's been a sort of deterioration since Labour came to power, especially with the recognition of Palestine. How differently would you have approached matters?
Well, I wouldn't, for instance, have banned arms licenses. I was the Trade Secretary, I was responsible for that, and it was quite clear that all Israel was doing was defending itself. Many of the materials that were going were not even arms as such, they were just equipment, so I would not have done that. I certainly would not have recognised Palestine while Hamas, a terrorist organisation, were running it. We would just be recognising a terrorist state. So that's just two things which would have been different had Conservatives been in government.
And finally, is there anything else you'd like to tell readers of the Jewish Chronicle that we have not covered?
Well, I think it's very important that Jewish people know that the Conservative Party has their back. I want this country to be a sanctuary for Jewish people, as it always has been. It horrifies me when I hear that people are leaving. I spoke to an accountant at the round table who said every day people are coming in making plans to move to Israel. People don't feel safe here. And after what happened in Manchester, a lot of people's fears were realised. The attack on a synagogue was an abhorrent act, absolutely disgusting. And I think that we need to make sure that we raise the level of awareness of what is happening to the Jewish community. Many people think that this is just about Israel-Palestine. I think it goes far beyond that.
Just because we've got 2 seconds left, if you had a message to British Jews thinking of moving to Israel, what would you say to them?
I would say, please don't go. We love you. We want you to stay. And I certainly am doing everything in my power to make our country safer for you.
Brilliant.